Ubisoft Montreal takes over development on Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time Remake. Ubisoft Montreal was behind the original Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time, which was one of the games that put the studio on the map. It's unclear what led Ubisoft to reassign the project from the Pune and Mumbai teams to the Montreal crew. The company also neglects to provide a new release window for the game. With a new team taking over, there's likely still a lot of work to be done on Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time remake, so we shouldn't expect it anytime soon. The Sands of Time was announced in March 2003. It was released for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, Game Boy Advance and Microsoft Windows. The versions were released gradually between October and November 2003. The various versions had multiple differences in both graphics and control options. The GameCube and Xbox versions included a documentary about the making of the game. The PC port came with support for EAX, EAX2, and EAX3 Advanced HD. Gameloft developed a version of the game for mobile phones, which released in April 2004. Two versions were developed for higher and lower-spec mobile phones. Connecting the GameCube and Game Boy Advance versions of the game gave access to a port of the original Prince of Persia with the GameCube version, along with the ability for the prince to automatically regenerate health. The PS2 version was released in Japan in September 2004. The game was published in the region by Sony Computer Entertainment Japan, who were impressed by both the quality and the praise it earned in the West. A remake of the game, developed by Indian studios Ubisoft Mumbai and Ubisoft Pune, was announced at Ubisoft Forward 2020 and was originally scheduled to release on January 21, 2021, for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Lowenthal returned to voice the prince, while Farah was voiced by Sapinder Rach. The announcement trailer drew criticism from fans who considered the game's graphics to be lackluster, particularly as it was being developed using the newest iteration of Ubisoft Anvil. Ubisoft responded by stating that the visual style was an intentional choice, as they had wanted it to be unique, to make this game stand out from other games due to its fantasy elements. The release of the game was initially delayed by Ubisoft to March 18, 2021, before being postponed indefinitely to deliver a remake that feels fresh while remaining faithful to the original. In its quarterly financial report of 2021, Ubisoft stated the game is expected to be out during its 2022 to 2023 fiscal year. In May 2022, Ubisoft announced that Ubisoft Montreal was taking over development of the remake. A month later, Ubisoft once again delayed the game, this time stating that the company was no longer targeting a release during its 2022 to 2023 fiscal year.